Hello, welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a weekly reading for the week of December 15th. This is a general collective reading, so as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying this beautiful full moon. It's so gorgeous, and if you've noticed like a big starry looking light next to it, it's actually Jupiter. It's been really beautiful to see them together. Right, God, what does this collective need to know for their journey this week? A couple flip. Wow. Okay. We've got the Fool, the Magician, and the Five of Cups, which says loss and pleasure. This is the deck that has, that's funny, we've got the World here. It has the major arcana ones have just their name, but the minor arcana have like their meaning on them. I love this deck. Wow, this is very powerful. I feel like this is someone who's feeling defeated about their manifestations. So the Fool is such a powerful card because he carries little burdens. He carries little expectations. He's just sort of free and adventurous and open-minded and kind of like that, almost like that childlike inquisitiveness. It's funny. I was just talking to my friends and I was asking why, and I was sort of channeling the energy of a little kid being like, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? And they keep asking why? I feel like that's sort of the vibe of the Fool. Even his little dog is like looking up at him and all happy. There's just a faith there, almost like a blind faith where, I wouldn't even say that it's blind though. It's like a well-earned faith because the Fool is like, as we go through the major arcana story of the tarot, the Fool is after the World where we've sort of mastered one lesson and then we're like a novice, kind of on that novice level again for the next lesson. So he's been around the spiral many times and sort of been that first initiation energy of like that next level of lessons. And the Magician is such a powerful card too, of like really for the first time kind of coming into your power as a master manifester, recognizing that you can sort of use the elements and wield them to create your own reality. And like the elements for me, not necessarily meaning like earth, air, fire, and water, right? But just the elements of manifestation, like kind of mastering the law of attraction and things like that. It's very powerful. It feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels really positively aspected. Like, it's just all about that self-empowerment and sort of recognizing for the first time your own power. So I feel like these two together are such a powerful combination, that Fool and that Magician. And even kind of funny that they're in order there. Is you just having complete faith, complete open-minded mastery, right? Being completely open to sort of developing and realizing and seeing your own power. It's really beautiful. But then the Five of Cups card here is someone who's not seeing. We've got the traditional kind of picture here where he's sort of mourning and focusing over the 3 cups that have spilled instead of the 2 cups that are still there. So it may be the case that you are maybe trying to manifest something if you're in this collective that's actually not for you. There could be a little bit of like, I don't know how to say it, like maybe willpower involved here where like there's something that you want and you kind of want to manifest the person that you want or the job that you want or the situation that you want, and you want to manifest it the way that you want it to unfold. And I'm feeling a call for deeper surrender here with that Fool card, because the Fool is, he's like the most surrendered card, right? He just leaps off of that kind of proverbial cliff, and just sort of lets the energy take him. It's very interesting. I just feel like if you're in this collective, you've been working really hard and are feeling disappointed by maybe like a lack of results or things just not showing up the way that you want them to. I feel like I've channeled this energy recently as well, and I just don't remember at all which reading it was in. But it was in one of my readings just recently. This is awesome. So we have the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. The 8 of Wands says swiftness, and I'm super drawn to the Ace of Pentacles, one with the hand here, like this hand of God sort of holding out that gift to you, and just the radiance. We had this in one of my recent readings too. Maybe it was a 1212 portal, around the light, like that radiant light, right? That sort of glow up energy. So I'm feeling like if you're in this collective, this Eight of Wands, yeah, it was the 1212 portal, because I remember we used the Wild Unknown deck, and the wands were all converging into this like portal. That's really cool. So you may be kind of coming out of the energy of the 1212 portal or the healing that you've done, experiencing some kind of rapid movement. So this can be a card of forward movement, of communication, of travel. There's just action, like finally there's action happening. Whereas before there was not. I'm super drawn also in this Ace of Pentacles to the fact that this pentacle in this card is upside down. It's like an inverted pentacle, right? And this one is right side up. So it feels like whatever this movement, this breakthrough, this communication is that's coming through with this Eight of Wands kind of flips you right side up almost and gets you out of this sort of mourning or like kind of mopey. It feels mopey. That's the word that just came to me. So we're going to stick with that. It's like this mopey energy, right? Like you're moping about not getting what you wanted the way you wanted it when you wanted it to happen, right? But it's almost like this that goes, whew, this swiftness, this movement of this card goes, whew, and it kind of makes you like turn around. If you're this figure in here, it kind of makes you turn around, and it's like you forget about these and you start focusing on this, right? On these two cups that are still upright, on the good things that are coming. And you realize that that remaining energy, that thing that you have been given is actually the gift. It's actually the miracle. It's the breakthrough. It's the thing that you really needed all along. But it was, it just wasn't the thing that you thought you needed, and that you were kind of stuck on that for a while. This is a cool energy. What else does this collective need to know, God, for their journey this week? I just heard God say, get out of your own way. So if that resonates for you at all, I feel that very much. It's cool that we got the sun, because I was thinking of that, right? With that light here. Yeah, this is a message that I've been channeling quite a bit lately. I love that. So we have the sun, we have the Two of Wands, and then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, what a cool energy. Yeah, so this says dominion. I love that. It's like this guy who sort of has the world in his hand, right? And he's like kind of looking off this wall, sort of on his high horse a little bit, overlooking, like, I imagine him as royalty, kind of looking out over his kingdom or whatever. There's a huge energy here of success, like a huge energy of success. And because of the Pentacles and even that Magician, I'm really feeling like an earthly manifestation. If you're in this collective, it's either like only recently come to you, or it will be shortly coming to you with this Swiftness card. The sun is related to that too, just that complete joy, victory, freedom. Like, look at this happy little baby on this horse, right? He's like so happy with his little arms outstretched, and just the light of the sunshine. This Two of Wands card for me is feeling like a choice. It's that choice energy. I feel like the choice that you're making is related to this Five of Cups. So these two to me are very related to each other, where it's like you have a choice here. This is very similar to an energy that I channeled recently. You have a choice. Are you going to focus on this manifestation that didn't work out the way that you wanted to? Or are you going to focus on this gift that the universe did give you that's actually meant for you? It feels like very much like an energy of surrendering, absolutely surrendering, letting go of the way that you thought you wanted things to be, and just allowing the universe to bring you like what's actually meant for you. This 10 of Pentacles card, I joke that it's like the card of the 2.5 kids in the white picket fence or whatever, but it's your dreams come true. It's generational wealth. It's kind of having all of the things on the earth. So by the time that the figure in the tarot, the energy of the tarot makes it to the 10 of Pentacles, they've mastered the lessons of all the other suits, of the wands, of the swords, of the cups, and then the pentacles, right? So just the lessons here, and finally having that come to fruition, and being, like I said, kind of for the first time kind of grasping that concept of your power in like a really beautiful, genuine, true way, not like an ego power or control or anything like that. I actually feel like that's what this 5 of Cups is calling you to do, that if there is any ego or control kind of stuck in your manifestation vibe, that you're being called to really leave that behind. With this 8 of Wands is like kind of moving you quickly forward away from that energy. And you making the choice to leave that energy here with this 2 of Wands card. It's like my spiritual teachers would say, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Like, do you want to do this your way or do you want to do this God's way, basically? And like, spoiler alert, God wins, right? Because he's God. And you can mourn all you want over those 3 spilled cups, but at the end of the day, if something's not meant for you, you know, you're not going to be able to manifest it, right? You can try all you want, and that's fine, but sometimes you kind of just get stuck if you're trying to exert your willpower kind of against like the energy and the flow of the universe. All right, God, what advice do you have for the folks in this collective? That's funny. That feels like a confirmation for me. I picked up this deck and that was the card on the bottom. And I did kind of like a little pre-shuffle and that was the one card that came out. So, it says illusionary success. So that's the 7 of Cups. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, which says prudence, and then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, I like that. I feel like if you're in this collective, that sort of like that focusing, it's for me, that card is bouncing off of this 5 of Pentacles. There's quite a few that are relating to that card, actually. It's kind of like an anchor card. It feels like if you're here, there might be some confusion. It's really funny. After all that shuffling, the world is on the bottom of the deck again. There might be some confusion. You might not even realize that there's a gift here for you. And you might be in this energy of confusion, like, come on, God, why? Like, come on, universe. I've been working really hard to manifest all my good. You know, maybe you did all of the things right. You like lit your candle in the right phase of the moon, right? And you said all the perfect things and your emotions are aligned with the thing that you want and all that stuff. And it still is not happening. And I just feel like that there's kind of an innocence here of like, you maybe don't even realize that the universe has given you another gift. Like you don't even see this. I do feel like whatever this communication, travel, or movement is that's coming in is going, I keep seeing this figure turning around and then all of a sudden they like notice the cups. So I do feel like that confusion is going to be resolved into clarity, which I feel like is the vibe of this King of Swords here. I love how light and airy he is in this deck. There's like these little angels around him. There's this big angel kind of above his head. I don't know if you can see that. And he's just got his big sword. He feels very clear and like a light energy and very powerful to me. So having that clarity, that logic, that aha moment and like that realization, right? I feel like you're going to have that if you're in this collective. If you haven't had it already, it feels like it will be coming soon with the quickness of this 8 of Wands. This prudence energy from the 8 of Pentacles here, I feel like it's just you working and like being diligent, not giving up. Actually, it's interesting it says prudence because what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing in my inner voice is perseverance. Like, don't give up. Don't give up. It feels like a place with the Fool here to kind of have a bit of blind faith that there is there is a gift here. There is a gift here. And like the universe really wants to show it to you. And that you won't have to wait that long in order for it to show up. So just be patient and keep working. Because I feel like you're with that Eight of Pentacles, and especially with this bottom row here, well, both of these rows actually, these are very auspicious cards. I feel like you are doing everything right. You're doing all the right things. There's just a bit of a hang up in that you really are wanting your manifestation to come through the way that you want it to come through. And it's a little difficult to surrender that. Yeah, that's the devil. I feel that. It feels like that control energy, that ego energy. That's really sweet that we have this star. I just realized that I have to put things over them. I did not edit them. This is really funny. Back when I was originally started really getting into tarot, like a few years ago, just for my own personal readings, I remember reading on like multiple websites and resources that the best card to sort of combat that devil energy, to sort of just completely cancel it out, is the star. So that's really sweet to me. I love that the two of those are together and that's the order that it's in, because for me, I always read them. Well, I don't say always, but most of the time, the energy flows left to right to me, just like I'm reading a book. I was literally just talking, right, about letting go of anywhere where like some ego or control is sort of interfering with your manifestations, right? And I feel like that's exactly it. That's that devil energy. He is all about control. He's all about ego. He is an energy that wants to keep you in the illusion of failure and being chained, right? And the star is that illumination, kind of like it's feeling to me like that King of Swords energy, where it's just clear and beautiful and bright. It's reminding me of this radiance around the Ace of Pentacles, around the sun, even coming through this portal. So it's funny that I had mentioned the 12/12 portal reading. In the traditional tarot, this is kind of like an archway, like an architectural feature in the city, but it's really reading like a portal to me, which is cool. So just that sweet healing energy, that hope, right? The star is hope. The star is love. She's faith. She's healing. She's gentleness. Just all of that energy kind of washing over that devil energy. And it's like he doesn't stand a chance. It's like it feels just like an ocean of perfect, beautiful, peaceful, loving energy. And it just washes him away into nothingness. Like he doesn't stand a chance against that. He's not powerful, right? He's only powerful in his illusion. And she's washing the illusion away. Oh yeah, this is huge. Wow, look at those two cards. Okay, I cannot, if you read tarot, you know what a big deal it is to have just gotten those. It feels like a mic drop from the universe. This is a huge energy, by the way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards on the table that are major arcanas, and they're like huge major arcana cards. This is the universe mic dropping. I don't have something to put over those guys. I'll put a Post-it note over them. Sorry for my wonky setup. I went through most of my cards and drew like bathing suits on everybody, but apparently I didn't do it with this deck. Judgment in the Tower is a massive energy of like a huge life change that's coming through. All that I feel from those two cards is change. Like really, really powerful, positive change. I feel like whatever clarity is coming in here, this epiphany, this moment where you as this figure turn around and stop fussing over these 3 cups that aren't showing up the way that you wanted them to, and all of a sudden you see these 2 cups. It feels like a life-changing epiphany for you. And you might not be very excited about the way that this manifestation is showing up as those 2 cups, right? You might not be very happy about it at first. But I feel like that's that devil energy, and you shining your light into this place and having that complete faith, having that hope, having that light within you. That's really feels like that Fool card and the Star. I feel like that all of a sudden you're just going to get it, and you're going to be like, whoa, that's the thing. That's like the thing that I was trying to manifest this whole time, right? And, this is who it ended up being, or this is the job that ended up being for me, or this is how it ended up happening. Wow, that Judgment in Tower energy is like really powerful. So I know you guys can't really see it, but in this card, it's the angel blowing its horn, and then the figures are being kind of like raised from the dead, right? And their arms are kind of upstretched into the air. I'm super drawn to this cross on here. It's reminding me of the Red Cross, which is reminding me of the healing of like that Star card. So I feel like as you're healing anywhere where there is control, where you're having doubt, where you're sort of putting that energy into your manifestations of like doubt or control, as you're healing that and releasing that, it's going to be so powerful, you guys, and so transformative. This is a massive, life-changing epiphany, realization, like moment of clarity that you're going to be having here. I feel like this is really funny. I was channeling this before and I didn't say it, but now the Towers card is here. It's reminding me of that. I've mentioned this before. I talk about this analogy that I sometimes channel for my friend, where it feels like sometimes when we're on a transformation journey or healing journey, especially on the ascension path, it feels like anything that you have built that is not based on like God, love, truth, safety, like all of those good, positive things, all of that comes crumbling down. It's like a castle built on sand. And it's because it's not real. It's not meant for you. It's not really stable or sustainable. It's not built on a foundation of like truth, right? And love. That's what this feels like. This tower was not built on a foundation of truth and love, and it's not aligned for you. It's not for your highest good. So I feel like the reason in this card that these 3 cups, that this manifestation that you've tried to make happen kind of the way that you wanted it to show up, the reason why that has failed to show up that way is because it wasn't really meant for you. So this would be, for example, if this is like a romantic relationship, maybe that person is not like your right person, right? For my friends on the twin flame journey, like maybe you are having a false twin experience, right? Where you're having, trying to manifest your twin flame union, and maybe the person who you think is your twin flame is not actually your twin flame, right? And that's why it's not having any movement or progress there. If it's like a career, like maybe you really want a job, and maybe you interview and you kind of got a few interviews in, and then they end up telling you, no, we're not interested, right? And that's what feels like these 3 fallen cups. But what you don't know is like the next job is really your job, right? What you don't know is that tomorrow you'll be, applying for jobs, and you'll apply for the one that's, you're aligned with your life purpose. It's your career for the rest of your life. So something like that, where your heart is in the right place, right? And your energy is in the right place, and your passion is in the right place. But it's just that whatever you think is meant for you is actually not, which means that the universe has something better for you. And by that, I don't mean, that one person is better than another or anything like that, but just better in terms of like it's aligned with your highest good, right? In honor of the full moon, let's get a couple of Moonology cards here. God, do you have any more messages for the folks in this collective? What you got to say? Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. That's funny. I think that this is a full moon in Gemini, so it's kind of like the opposite. Communication is key. That's interesting because communication is the vibe of that Eight of Wands card. It's one of the big meanings of that card. So I do feel like for some of you in this collective, there is like a literal communication coming in that helps you all of a sudden see this sort of like Two of Cups energy. That's really cool. Like I was saying, examples around like a relationship or around like a job offer, you know, it could be that type of communication coming in where maybe the person who's right for you reaches out to you, or maybe like you get someone reaches out to you with a job offer or something like that. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Yes. So in this deck, I think that's the only eclipse card. That's very interesting. I mean, that's I do not even have the words to express how powerful, how phenomenally transformative this energy is with the Judgment card and the Tower. It's like your life will never look the same, but like in the best way, you know? Like a year from now, you'll look back at your life and be like, oh my God, like what? You'll feel like it was like a million lifetimes ago that you were living, you know, in the situation that you're in now. I feel like we might have one more. Let's see. Do you have anything else to say here, God? Yeah, there we go. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. This is cool. We have 3 new moon energies, and I feel like that's very much resonating with me with the Fool, because the new moon, right? It's the beginning of the moon cycle, and then it grows and grows and grows, and then it's a full moon, and then it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks and goes back to the new moon, right? The new moon is the beginning. It's the first, right? It's the first one, just like the Fool. It holds all of the potential that it's going to grow into. So I feel like that Fool card, that Fool energy is very important in terms of kind of adopting that. It's almost like treading lightly and completely releasing expectations, which I know can sometimes be really hard when our hearts are set on something like a relationship or like a career. But I really am just feeling that if you're in this collective, that things are not working out because the universe has something better for you. And better, again, not meaning that one person is superior to another, but just that it's better for you. It's better aligned with your highest good and like your path, right? Meditate and contemplate. That feels very sweet. I feel like that helps turn around this like mopey energy here of this 5 of Cups. If you have a meditation practice that involves releasing expectations, that feels like that would be very powerful here. I really am feeling a very strong call in all of this to surrender to the universe, because there is something massive that the universe wants to bring to you here. But again, like you have to choose that, right? You have your free will. And if you choose to continue trying to manifest these 3 cups that are not for you, then that's your free will choice, right? I feel like if you're in this collective, you're being like very gently and very sweetly and lovingly invited to release what it is that you thought that you wanted and surrender to what it is that the universe wants to give you. Ooh, just like saying that gave me chills. Like that's like really powerful. In my hand on my heart right now, just like integrating that. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. So if you're in this collective, I feel like the huge message here is to release what it is that you thought that you wanted and allow the universe to bring in what's really for you. That's very powerful. This was an awesome reading. If you're in this collective, I would totally love to hear about this, because you have like a major breakthrough on the way if you just surrender to letting the universe give you what is really meant for you. I hope that this helped. I really hope that this helped, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.